Hello there, Gemini. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. So today we are going to be doing your mid-February reading. We'll take a look at the overall energy with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details about any obstacles on your path or areas of resistance, and of course, advice from Spirit. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's see what you have on the horizon for you. Navigating by the stars. Follow your bliss. An armadillo spirit, set healthy boundaries. Okay, so wow, Gemini, this is the energy of understanding that I feel like I'm not going to say that you're completely throwing your plan out and going in a new way, but I feel as if there's something on the horizon, something magical that's coming onto the horizon that you don't see at this time. This is literally like coming out of the blue. You know, look at all the blue in this picture. It's almost like coming out of the blue. This could be a relationship. This could be a new business opportunity. It could be a friend calling you up and saying, let's go travel the world. Whatever this is, it's coming out of the blue. And it's something, you know, like if this is a romance, it's not somebody from the past, or at least if it's not somebody from if it is somebody from the past, is somebody from a long time ago, right? Like a high school sweetheart or something like that. There's the energy that this situation is something that is really new to you, even if you've been in love before, or you've had a job before, or started your own business before, or something like that. This is different. This is totally different than any other time that you may have had this in your life. And one of the things is that I feel like you're setting healthy boundaries in order to be able to allow yourself to go on this adventure. This is something where it's totally new. You're having to navigate by the stars. You haven't mapped out this course before, right? You haven't been on this road, this path before. It's something new. So it's the energy of, okay, setting healthy boundaries. And I feel like you're actually I feel like you've been working on setting healthy boundaries with people that are already in your life. But it's understanding that the energy around being able to create healthy boundaries comes into place because it helps you to navigate this new path with confidence, right? Because when we have healthy boundaries, we can trust ourselves, which allows us to trust the new people or the new situations that are in our life. So I think that's why I have this energy where it's kind of like you're seeing situations in the past. Let's say it is romance, okay? So you've been in romantic relationships before. And maybe you didn't have healthy boundaries in that situation. So maybe you've gone through some different romantic partners, or you worked on building healthy boundaries with other people in your life, because all relationships are really the same. And now it's kind of like allowing yourself to use that experience to go in this new portal that's literally a new portal that's opening for you. But in order to allow yourself to go on this adventure, I feel like this is an adventure that's kind of taking you away from the path that you thought you were going to be on, right? You're kind of like set. I'm just working on my career. I don't care about romance. And then this person steps onto your path, and it's kind of like, oh, wait a minute. And it's like a love you have never had before. It's not like something that you've had before. So it's kind of like you're having to really step into the energy of trusting the universe, trusting yourself, and going in this new direction. But the energy I'm getting here is that your advice is to rely on those healthy boundaries that you have been able to create for yourself. Right? So it's kind of like this new romantic partner comes in, and it's not like, oh, I'm throwing out everything else that's in my life. You may have done that previously, right? oh, here comes somebody that wants to love me. Okay, I'll give up my healthy habits. I'll give up my job. I'll give up whatever. I'll give up my friends. I'll give up my workout routine. I'll give up, whatever it is. I'll do it because this new person has entered my life. Now I feel like it really feels like a romance. We'll take a look. It could be a job opportunity, right? That takes your business or your career from here to here. So it's kind of like, okay, how am I going to make the jump from here to here? It's about trusting yourself because you are committing to those healthy boundaries that you have allowed yourself to set up so that you don't jump into over giving, either in a relationship or in a career opportunity or a situation, right? That's what healthy boundaries do. They help us to not fall into the patterns that you may have had at one time, Gemini, about overgiving. Wow, this is beautiful. This is truly beautiful. And look at your spirit guides and angels are here. This is something that you've been trying to manifest, trying to bring in. And right off the bat, we have great achievement, right? So it could be in your career, or it could be just in life in general, or in a relationship, a new relationship. This is something new. This is something you have not yet experienced. And yet at the same time, like for some of you, if you have been really working on your career for some time, but you just haven't reached the level of success that you have been wanting, it's kind of like, okay, here it comes. Here it comes. But one of the things to do is to allow yourself to step into this with confidence in yourself by keeping those healthy boundaries, by keeping those commitments that you've made to yourself. And you probably made those commitments to yourself when other people disappointed you, other situations disappoint you, right? That's when we're kind of like, okay, I have to take my power back. I'm recommitting to myself. Oh my goodness. This is so faded. And you have a community. I feel like this is a situation where it's truly kind of like taking you in a new direction to perhaps some of you are moving. I mean, maybe even moving to faraway lands or something like that. Moving into a new social sector, like a new romantic partner comes in and all of a sudden you have, depending on your previous relationships and theirs, you could all of a sudden you have family on both of your sides, right? That are coming together, forming a new community. There's this energy of community, of bringing people together, but in a new way, something that you haven't experienced before. So in other words, if you had a lot of conflict with family members, especially if you were married and now you're divorced and you always had this chaos with in-laws or something like that, this is like an opportunity. No, this is exactly what you have been wanting to have in your life. And I feel like it's something that you thought just wasn't possible. It's that energy of, it's just not going to work out for me this lifetime. It's almost like you put that dream on hold. And now here it's coming because you have great achievement, 10 of Cups, something that's near and dear to your heart because you've done the healing. You've allowed yourself to step back into your power and to create healthy boundaries that help you to, I think part of it is that Gemini, are you more confident in yourself now? Are you no longer like just playing it safe? You're allowing yourself to kind of speak your mind a little bit more, to say no to situations that really that aren't in alignment with where you're going, and saying yes to some things that are in alignment with what you want for yourself. Having confidence that you can trust yourself, that you've learned the lessons of the past. You've been through those situations and you're not going to repeat them. You don't want to repeat them. And you've garnered the wisdom so you can truly trust yourself. Wow. Oh my goodness. Yes. After a long time of feeling as if relationships, I think this is something to do, perhaps. I mean, here you are, this is your energy, but this has a strong kind of like relationship, whether it's romantic or friend or a business partner. It's kind of like, yes, this is what I truly wanted. And I just felt like I was always having to fight for it. And then I think what you did was you allowed yourself to walk away from the situation a little bit, from what it is that you wanted. You held out hope, I think, but at the same time, you were kind of like, I'm putting it to rest. I'm going in a different direction. And then all of a sudden, it's kind of like comes in. Yeah, you drop the burdens. You're dropping the burdens of what you expected out of relationships. Oh my goodness. I think that that's the breakthrough. Is understanding. I think you had these strong expectations. This really has a feeling for romantic love. And Gemini, if you've been following me for a while, I don't really go that path very often. But this is that energy where this is a person coming onto your path that you just said, I'm no longer stepping into love. I think part of you really wanted romantic love on your path, but you were just like, I have to do me. I have to go onto this path of rediscovering who I am, setting into motion those things, all of the things that I want to create for myself. Career, financial stability, traveling, whatever it is. It's kind of like, yes, I'm setting my sights on what it is that I want to achieve in this world. And therefore, it's kind of like you've also learned to not have these high expectations in everything. It's kind of like an energy of awe for whatever comes onto your path. And now it's kind of like a new romantic partner is coming in. But what you're doing is you're dropping your expectations for what it is. It could be that you were looking for love, but you were literally looking for love in all the wrong places. And this is the energy of somebody coming onto your path because it's like you're not looking for love. Isn't that what they say? Like love comes in when you're not looking for it because you're not expecting it. It's something that you're not expecting. And because of that, you've also allowed yourself to drop expectations around it and allow yourself to heal within yourself, set healthy boundaries. So when this person comes in, you have these healthy boundaries. You don't have to worry about a checklist of expectations, right? Or looking for red flags. This is just kind of like, okay, I'm just going to navigate this by the stars, by my intuition, by my open heart, knowing that this person, this situation is fated for you. Oh, Gemini. Okay, so let's see what your obstacle is. Yes, you are having to surrender to this. It's kind of like, I feel like for some of you, you want to go and get advice. It's like, oh, wait a minute, I have to go get advice. I don't think I'm ready to go onto this path because you don't know where it's going. It's dark, right? It's new. The path hasn't been illuminated for you. You're having to use your intuitive energies to guide yourself on this. But what you're wanting is you're wanting people to tell you what to do. This is allowing you to make a decision based on what your heart truly tells you. It's not looking at this from the facts. It's understanding, wait a minute, I have these healthy boundaries. I can trust myself. I can trust the universe. You've learned that by trusting the universe, your spirit guides and angels, that they're going to protect you. They're only going to allow you to take paths that are really meant for your highest good because you've gone down. This is the energy of, you've looked for love in all the wrong places, right? You know, it's the energy of, I chose all the wrong people, so now it's time for me to choose the right person. And it is that energy of just truly kind of surrendering. That's all I can say. It's the energy of surrendering, of not expecting anything to come out of this situation, of just seeing how it goes, of taking one day at a time and not saying, oh, well, you know, is this a person that wants to get married? You know, is this a person that wants a committed relationship? Like having all of those expectations, right? And just saying, well, I'm just going to see where it goes. understanding that people and situations and energy can change, right? So it's kind of like, okay, I'm just going to see where this goes. Yes, this is an offer that's coming in, but the thing is, it's been coming, it's been taking its time getting here. But the thing is that with the Five of Swords, you're allowing yourself to get up into your head to try to navigate this from the ego instead of your heart. And I think one of the reasons is because you have had to learn from the hard knocks of life how to build healthy boundaries. A Gemini, as a Gemini, and I'm a Gemini, one of the things is that one of the things that we do is tend to overgive to situations and relationships. This is understanding that you have truly learned who you are, and you have allowed yourself to create healthy boundaries for yourself and in your relationships with other people. You've learned how to say no, and therefore you're no longer the person that you used to be, right? And this is kind of like allowing yourself to see. Yeah, so when you had those unfortunate experiences in love, it was because you were not the person you are today. You didn't have healthy boundaries. You allowed yourself to go with the flow, but you went in the flow of going towards what the other person wanted you to do or to be or whatever. You may have given up your career, right? In order to follow some romantic partner. You may have gone down the path of just allowing yourself to get lost, right? Because you were playing roles and making other people happy, and you did it from the good of your heart. Allow yourself to be kind and gentle with yourself. Don't have guilt and shame around that. You did that for a good reason. It was who you were at that time. You have healed. You are no longer the person that you were. You have transformed. Here's your advice from Spirit. You have transformed. You can take the mask off. You no longer have to hide because you have transformed. You know who you are. You can step into your confidence of who you are. And this is something that I honestly think can go the distance. It's something that has a lot of passion, but it's not just physical passion. It's that emotional passion. It's the energy of being able to be vulnerable with somebody because you have the healthy boundaries in place. You have created that safe zone for yourself, but you're creating a safe zone for this relationship too. Yeah, this is beautiful. Choosing love. You are choosing love. That is the key here. You are choosing love because you understand that this is a situation. You're just going to stay here and now. And look at serendipity. I guarantee you, this person is literally falling out of the sky. Like, you don't see this coming. But when it comes, it's this energy of, yes, I'm going in this new direction. I'm going to give this a try. And the reason is because you have confidence in yourself. It is the healthy boundaries that you have created for yourself. You know who you are. And it's not about expecting things from the other person, right? It's understanding who you are and having your power in who you are instead of fearing, like having a list of expectations. We create that list of expectations when we're fearful that we don't have the confidence to really keep our boundaries, our healthy boundaries in place. So then we have a list of rules or a list of expectations. And if the other person crosses those expectations or rules, right, then we say, oh, no more. I'm done. And this is the energy of, no, I can have a conversation. I can repeat what I am, where my healthy boundaries are, what I am comfortable with and what I'm not comfortable with. It's a little bit, this is so interesting. They're saying Super Nanny. The show, I don't even know if it's still on, but it's the one of the things I loved about Super Nanny was she was really good about helping parents to set healthy boundaries with children, right? This is what is allowed in our home, and this is what is not. And it was like, I feel like that's part of it, is that you have had to practice perhaps a lot in how to discipline yourself. I think it's more about disciplining yourself and saying no when it's not in alignment with what you want for yourself. It's not, once again, it's not about the other person. It's really about having trust in yourself, because you can say no now, whereas before that was probably something that was really hard for you to do. Wow, beautiful energy. And honestly, this person could be in your community, but I feel like they're opening your world up to a whole new group of people, or a whole new segment of life that you have not experienced. This is like, and for some of you, you could be moving. You literally could be moving, or maybe this person is moving towards you, something like that. It's like expanding your horizons, because this other person comes onto your life. They have their own life, like your true counterparts. And together you create, you bring together what each of you has to create something that's even bigger and more beautiful and more loving. Wow, beautiful energy, Gemini. All right, let's pull a soul truth card for you for some final advice. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. Am I communicating my needs? That is your healthy boundaries, right? And being able to communicate your needs. You haven't been able to do that up until now. Or, let me clarify. You've been working on that for a long time. You've been healing your inability to communicate what it is that you need with somebody else. And therefore, you were kind of like hermiting yourself, right? It's easier to put ourselves in a protective bubble and not have interactions, especially with romantic partners, when we're not sure if we can say no, we can communicate our needs. But you have been able to do that. You have allowed yourself to do the healing. You have stepped into practicing saying no to perhaps, family members or friends or neighbors or people you work with. You've been practicing your healthy boundaries. You're no longer allowing yourself to overgive in situations. And sure, every once in a while you may say, ooh, I kind of overgave in that. That's okay. I'm learning from it. How will I think you've been just kind of like going back and forth, really working on this. And therefore, when this person comes in, right, you're able to communicate your needs to this person. You're able to communicate to yourself what it is that you're comfortable with and not comfortable with in a relationship. Wow, your needs matter. What are you needing right now that you haven't communicated? What are you afraid of? Is it possible that what you are fearing is not true? Really kind of interesting. It says, journal these answers. What are my needs? Am I saying no and yes enough based on my desires, on what your heart truly desires? Am I telling my full truth? Do I believe that my needs matter, and do I share them with others? Do I ask for what I want? When communicating my needs, what am I resisting and with whom? What do I need in order to feel safe enough to express my needs? All right, I'm going to put that up there. You can maybe take a snapshot and maybe, really kind of journal some of those questions, asking yourself, are you still unsure of your needs? Are you still unsure of how to communicate your needs? How can you practice that more? And then also allowing yourself to understand when this person comes onto your path. And I think they're probably going to come onto your path when you're able to communicate your needs. So it's something to practice on if you feel like you're not there yet. But it's kind of like understanding, okay, this is something that I am more confident in. I can trust myself because I know I can say yes to some desires when they're in alignment with what I want, and no when they're not. Wow, beautiful energy. Oh, it's just so empowering. That's the energy I have here, Gemini. Just so confident and empowered, knowing that you are truly ready for this. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Gemini. I love you so much. Thank you so much for all your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. I hope to see you again really soon. Much love and light to you. Bye for now.